conventions this summer are going to look an awful lot different. Let's discuss this with Democratic strategist and regular convention goer Joel Rubin. Joel, whilst you were repositioning the banners behind you, I do get to see things before they go on air. We saw that video showing Al Gore's kiss. We saw Clint Eastwood speaking to an empty chair. Those conventions are part of the theatre of the summer. How are people going to live without them?
Oh, it's a very dark moment for the political animals in America. We really love our conventions. We love going to them, hearing the speeches, going to the parties, doing the politicking. They're multi-day events, and they really are exciting for party activists. So it's going to be a big downer for Democratic and Republican fans and aficionados and party stalwarts. It's a new experience for all of us, that's for sure.
If the candidates can't speak in front of actual adoring crowds, if they have to do so via Zoom, who might that favour, Trump or Biden?
Yeah, James, this is what everyone's been asking, because Donald Trump has been saying, hey, I need my big rallies, my big convention, my big speeches. That's what gets me excited. Well, clearly he's bottomed out. He made a major mistake in even saying they would do the convention. Democrats, we've been planning for a while now to not have an in-person convention and in a major way. So I think for Joe Biden, it's to his advantage. Donald Trump, he made his statement on the stage, and now he doesn't have that. And he's going to look very small, especially when compared to the expectations that he said about having one. It looks like a real retreat for him.
Conventions, of course, are a chance for the country to be introduced to new rising stars. We saw that with Barack Obama in 2004. Can a rising star become a rising star over Zoom?
Can a rising star become a rising star?
Over Zoom.
Absolutely. Oh, over Zoom. See, even
yeah,
this
is the problem
here. God knows if the sound quality goes out. It's a big unknown. Zoom has an equalizing nature for humans, making a very large candidate, a presidential nominee on a big stage with balloons, suddenly come down into being your next door neighbor in their living room. So I don't really want to predict whether or not a future star is going to come out of these. I think in many ways, the more familiar faces are going to have a significant advantage at these, rather than new faces just being introduced for the first time. Without
old-fashioned conventions, might there be more pressure on the debates, even if those debates have to be virtual?
Yeah, absolutely. We really are having a different political environment. Typically, campaigns at this stage, after the conventions, they bounce, they go for the final 2 months before the election day. They get their canvassers ready, they go door knocking, they do events around the country. If that doesn't happen, the only in-person contact that will be witness to will be these debates between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and they will be in the same location, my bet. And if that's the case, that's it. That's the real full body contact that Americans are accustomed to in our politics. So it does indeed raise the stakes for those confrontation.
Is anything ever in the last few years ever spontaneously decided at a convention, or is it all rigorously scripted in advance?
Well, James, it's certainly rigorously scripted without a doubt. But as even in some of your clips with Clint Eastwood talking to the chair, that doesn't mean that the script is a good script. And with the case of Barack Obama, he made a speech and it just exploded on the scene in the body politic. Or Bill Clinton, a couple decades ago, made a speech in 1988, actually. That was a very long speech. It seemed like it should not have done him any favors politically, but he rose to become the nominee 4 years later. So there is a script, but politics is the art of man and women, and it's the art of engagement. And one never really knows how the performers actually behave and execute their work on stage. And that's what really makes it exciting. It's not a predictable event.
Finally and briefly, Joel, this is going to be a bad summer for balloon and ticker tape makers.
Yeah, I think even in my house, I don't think we're going to buy too many balloons and hang them from the ceiling and drop them at the convention. No, it's a downer for that industry.
Joel Rubin, fascinating to talk to you. Thank you so much.